Yeah, thank you, Michelle and Becky, joining us today. And then, yeah, she will talk about some useful, practical knowledge related to marketing. So, yeah, thank you, Michelle. And it's your time. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, to this. 1 second. Okay. So, what we're going to talk about today are keys to marketing success for tech startups. We're going to do this in 6 straightforward steps, some stories, and the world's easiest quiz. I'm Michelle LaPointe. I'm President and Creative Director of C3 Advertising. And with me today is Becky Remy, Senior Strategist and our go-to expert in all things digital media.
Hello, everyone.
You're all here to learn about how to use marketing to launch or grow your business or promote your products. Your products, your business, and your target audience are all different, but the good news is that marketing principles and best practices that can get you off to a good start are the same no matter what, and that's what we're going to cover today. But we're going to cover them in backwards chronological order with the last thing first. The reason will become clear by the end, which of course is the beginning. But first, we're going to have an interlude. I said it's brief, but it's actually not that brief because it's important information to explain why you should ghost me, AKA the Tech Chelada story. Tech Chelada is not a real company. I made it up, but it is Tech Chelada extra spicy solutions for your data science needs. And they're going to be our example for how we do this. What we're going to talk about with Ghost Me is the framework that can guide all of your marketing. It's what you should do in the order that you do it if you want to achieve marketing success. And that's true if you're just beginning something or if you are doing it a major change to a project, taking a new direction, going into a new market. Anywhere where you're doing a major marketing effort, you should follow the Ghost Me framework. The first one is goals. It's the big picture of what you're trying to achieve, the 10,000-foot view. Do you want to be a $100 million company? Do you want to double your revenue by a certain date? Do you want to attract investors or buyers? Do you want to acquire 25 new large contracts this year? Those are your goals. Tech Chelada has just named you, you are a founder of Tech Chelada, and Tech Chelada has just named you CMO, so congratulations. As CMO, you have to establish that your goals are to launch your new brand and project in 2021, generate enough revenue to sustain growth in 2022, have $1 million in sales in 2023, and you'd also like to have $5 million in sales by 2025, dominate the industry by 2030, and retire a billionaire by 2031. But there's a vast landscape between setting those goals and achieving them. So the next step you need to take is to establish your objectives. These are the big steps you take towards your goals, and they're taken in the near future. So Tech Chelada has established that one of their goals is to introduce themselves to the market in 2021. They've signed up for a trade show in November. As the CMO, your objectives for this trade show are to get 200 contacts when you come away, to have 15 of them be A-list contacts. Now, those A-list contacts are your dream clients. They're the ones you'd really love to have, the big guns in your industry. But getting big clients is a difficult and time-consuming process. There's a lot of there's a lot of competition for those people, And it often takes a really long time for people to respond, to be able to get through to them. I was talking to someone just last week who decided to shift who their target clients for this year because they realized that they wanted to reach the 15 largest banks in the US, and they're not even going to get appointments with those banks in 12 months. So sometimes A-list clients are not the only people you should target. So as CMO, you also want to target 50 B-list clients. And on your B-list, these are smaller companies. They're going to give you less revenue. They're going to give you less sales. But very importantly, the people that you're going to meet at the conference, the people that you're going to talk to, can make decisions independently. They don't need to go through a very large procurement or approval process. And there's not as much competition. So where those 50 B-list customers could keep you very, very happy is by providing you revenue more quickly and by providing you with a revenue stream that will give you the funding you need to have more time to pursue the bigger guns. So now that you've established what those objectives are, what are your strategies going to be? What are the methods you'll use to achieve the objectives? First of all, you're going to identify who those A and B audiences are and what they need. You're going to define messaging. You're going to take a multi-channel approach. So Tech Chelada has decided that they're not going to rely just on what happens at the conference, but they're also going to use their website, their house list, their contacts, and a number of other tools to approach these customers and make them aware that they're going to be at the booth and that they should come. Your strategies, a good selection of strategies would include identifying the specific needs and pain points, addressing them in any and all marketing content, and it includes setting a budget for the event and all the marketing activities surrounding it. At this stage, you'd also want to set up processes for follow-up, including capturing data, evaluating leads, tracking revenue, and this is important but often overlooked, coordinating with anyone who is doing sales or customer service tasks so that you're all on the same page. T is for tactics, the tools you're going to use to execute your strategies. These are the things that are going to make your strategies come to life and all your hard work come to fruition. Every time you encounter this challenge, you have a lot of tactics to choose from. You'll get better results if you brainstorm a bit and think outside the box rather than simply falling back on what you've used before, what you see others do, or what's familiar. You'll have certain constraints, of course, budget, time, and other resources. But within those, you have a lot of flexibility. You can use search and social marketing and web content to generate interest and excitement. You can rent attendee lists from the trade show organizers, so you can send email and postcards asking prospects to stop by your booth. One of the tactical choices that you make as Tech Chelada CEO is to rent the event list and also some outside lists to test against it. You can also use direct outreach, where everyone who works in your organization is going to personally call, text, email, or message their contacts and say, hey, would you please come to this Tech Expo because we're going to be demonstrating our awesome new product and I really want you to see it. You can take advantage of promotional opportunities offered by the trade show for additional branding and sponsorships on everything from hotel shuttle buses to the event social media programs. Very important, but often overlooked, is the content of the presentation itself. That includes the booth, table displays, literature, how your staff is dressed, what you say when you're interacting with prospects or presenting your demos. One of my frequent requests that I get is for someone will ask me what a great tip is for standing out at a trade show. And I have one that works every single time. And it's this: don't make your booth blue. And the reason is any given trade show you go to, if you look around, 80% of them are mostly blue. So just don't make it blue and you'll have an edge. One of your tactical opportunities is what you give away, your offer. Everybody's been to a trade show where you can walk around and get all kinds of tchotchkes. Keychains, drink cozies, pens, sanitizer, and so many stress balls and t-shirts. You can make this offer much more effective if the offer you choose is something that reflects your brand personality, what you do, and how you stand out from the crowd. Now, this is true. I'm talking in this instance about a trade show because it's something we can all easily imagine. But this kind of brainstorming for your tactics works with any kind of marketing you're doing, whether it's all digital, whether its foundation is on an email, whether you're doing any affiliate marketing or partnership marketing. All of these decisions can help you achieve something that works much more effectively. When you're talking about tech chelada, imagine the opportunities for branding. You could do chili pepper string lights on your booth. You could give away tiny bottles of hot sauce. You could give away a raffle for a vacation to Mexico. If the conference will allow it, you could have a piñata in the booth, a hospitality suite with mariachis and a margarita bar. All of these things are different, memorable, and on brand. M stands for measure. So now we've gone through GHOST, goals, objectives, strategies, and tactics. And because you've done these things, traffic, inquiries, and sales are starting to happen. Now you need to measure those results to see what worked, what didn't, so you can establish your baseline to do better next time. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I'm going to talk about it some more in step 6. And because while collecting data is important, the next step, what you do with the data, is even more important. So let's jump to that one. Is everybody with me so far?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. Mhm. Yep.
The next thing is E. E is for evaluate. There's much more to data analysis than the export button. Having marketing data is great, but if you don't look at it, examine it, understand what it means, and know how you can act on it, it doesn't help you very much. Let me give you a great example. When I was in my 20s, I was between jobs for 7 months. For part of that time, I did temp work in the marketing department of a company called A.O. Smith Harvest Store. A.O. Smith Harvest Store sold silos and other farm equipment. If anybody has ever lived or worked in the Midwest, you will have seen these silos everywhere. They're blue enamel, and they often have a little American flag at the top of them. So they're very distinctive. They did a lot of advertising in what are called vertical publications, which is publications or channels that are targeted to a specific industry or industry segment. Every month, A.O. Smith Harvest Store ran ads in magazines like Hog Farmer, Dairy Farmer, and Wheat Farmer. Every time someone sent in a coupon or filled out a form saying they were interested in a particular product, it would go to a marketing clerk. The clerk would put together a custom packet of information and mail it out to them. On a paper form, the clerk would note the details of the request, like which publication generated the inquiry, and what product information the prospect asked to get. After that, the forms were very carefully deposited into a file folder in the clerk's desk drawer and never seen again. Someone had told them that it was a good idea to gather data, but not what to do with it next. And because they were measuring the results but not evaluating them, they missed out on a lot of opportunity to make their marketing more effective, to discover new ways to grow, and potentially to save a lot of money. I'm going to take a sip of water. For example, they didn't know to alert their sales force when the pig farmers in 6 Midwestern states were suddenly making inquiries about a product called a slurry store, which actually stores and converts manure into fertilizer. If they had, they could have told the reps to go out and promote those products heavily in that target audience when there was